Hi, I want to talk to you today about two of my favorite topics, God and my mind. This mind, this magic, magnifying, marvelous machine sitting up here between my ears, and of course, God. And I'm going to talk to you in terms of the 11th step of the 12-step programs. Fantastic. These are all great steps, but this is one of the keys right here. My mind. And I also want to cover, and the way I do it, since I'm an engineer, we look at problems and solutions. So here we go. My problem is right here in my mind. Whether I'm an alcoholic, an addict, or a normal person, right here is my problem. You know, this big book of AA and AA, the 12 step programs, tells me that the main problem of an alcoholic or an addict centers in his mind. It's all right here. And then they tell me the problem, then they tell me the solution. Working through these steps, and then I get to the 11th step because this is the step that focuses on my mind and my thinking. Most people don't realize that. I've been around, talked to thousands of people in this 12-step programs and different ones, and very few of them ever realize that the 11th step, even listen to what it says. 11th step sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, asking only for knowledge of His will and the power for us to carry that out, but praying for this conscious contact, this mental contact with this wonderful thing we call God. If you look at the 11th step there in this book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it's on page 86 to 88. That's it right here. And you can see there's a lot of important stuff in there. But what also, I print this out because I do some meditation classes and help people with meditation. And I've also outlined this like this. Pass these out. This is the same 11th step. And you can see what I've done in here is highlighted the parts that talk about my mind, my thinking, my brain, all this, the different parts right here. This is about my thinking. So this step right here, the thing is, this is a solution. This identifies the problem. The problem lies in my mind. Now the solution lies with this wonderful higher power, this God within, the great reality deep down within. But it offers clear cut and precise directions on how to do this. See, starts at the beginning of the day, goes throughout the day, and then it goes at night. So that's what we're going to cover. On awakening, let us think about the 24 hours ahead. We consider our plans for the day. Before we begin, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking that it be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, and self-seeking motives. Under these conditions, we can employ our mental faculties with assurance, for after all, God gave us brains to use. Our thought life will be placed on a much higher plane when our thinking is cleared of wrong motives. That's this paragraph right here, and look at how much it talks about our thinking. So on awakening, we ask God to direct this thinking. We give this thinking to this higher power so that we have a better direction in this. And then we do a short meditation, which we'll talk about later. But then it tells me how to do this throughout the day. Clear cut directions. As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action. We constantly remind ourselves that we are no longer running the show, humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, Thy will be done. We are then, now listen to this sentence. Listen to this sentence. It's so important as we go through the day. We are then in much less danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self-pity, and foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily if we're not burning up energy foolishly the way we did when we tried to arrange life to suit ourselves. Wow, that's it. But look at those promises. Look what it tells us. See, right now, today, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety, and it's so easy to let this mind get going and let our emotions get upset. And it's difficult. It's much more of a challenge. But this is good. This is not bad. What's happening right now is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to find something that has been there all the time. It's an opportunity to find that pot of gold, that wonderful spirit within. And herein lies the clear-cut directions on how to do it. Herein lies the wonderful wonderful directions on how you can find a power that will shift the way you think and the way you feel and the way you act and react in life. And this is it. But look at what it says. As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action, constantly reminding ourselves that we're no longer running the show, humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, Thy will be done. We are then in much less danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self-pity, and foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily if we're not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we tried to arrange life to suit ourselves. Listen, that we are then all those things. And I said I've worked with thousands of people. I've worked with myself and everything. And every time that I talk to people or I hear people or I experience all these things. Listen to this: fear, anger, worry, self pity, foolish decisions. All those things. I have not done the first step. I have not done the first part of that. I have not paused and asked for help. Or I get up this morning and took off and just took off and didn't even do the real first part. Ask God to direct my thinking. But if I follow the directions, the precise, clear-cut directions that are in this step in those pages, I don't have the fear, the anger, the worry, anxiety. That's what it tells me. It doesn't. I've got to follow directions. This thing gives me a recipe. If I give you a recipe for a cake, I make a great rhubarb cake. If I give you that recipe and tell you, hey, this is it, you got to get the stuff and you mix it up and you put it in the oven and bake it, and you bake it for 350 degrees for 45 minutes. You can't bake that cake at 500 degrees for 30 minutes. It doesn't work. If you follow the directions, we get the results. And the directions are here. Then they give me the directions at night. When we retire at night, we constructively review our day. Were we selfish, resentful, dishonest, or afraid? Do we owe an apology? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person? Were we kind and loving toward all? What could we have done better? Were we thinking of ourselves most of the time, or were we thinking of what we could do for others, what we could pack in the stream of life? See, clear-cut directions when it gives me 7 questions. Do I go over those? I cannot expect the results out of this 12-step program or out of life if I'm not following directions. If I think I still know the answers, then I'm the higher power. If I think I still know everything, but if I follow directions, I get the results. Results here. We are in much less danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self pity, and foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily if we're not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we tried to arrange life to suit ourselves. I shared before, and I love this. I had a hard time learning to pause. How do I pause? At the end of the day, I look at this and I think, oh my gosh, if I would have paused, it would have been a better day. If I'd learned to pause, and I tried different things, and finally, God made the iPhone for dummies like me. I mean, this iPhone is one of those. It's got so many little things, but it gives me this phone so I can set these alarms and do my pauses throughout the day before the stuff hits the fan. I can pause before I get in trouble. And I've learned the hard way from me that campfire is easier to put out than a blazing forest fire. If I can take care of these emotions and these thoughts when they're young and very small, it's much easier than after they consume me. A campfire is easier to put out than a forest fire. So if I follow these directions and pause when the thoughts first come in, when I have that thought of worry, when I have that thought of guilt, of fear, anxiety, anxious, stress, when these thoughts start coming in, pause and go inside and take a deep breath. And that's what I want to do now is just spend a moment, just a few moments on this pausing. One of the key things is learning to breathe and focus on the breath, physical relaxation. We learn to look at our breath. We take a deep breath in a moment and we hold it and then exhale very slowly. After 3 of these breaths, you're going to notice your body changing. Then we relax our mind and let our mind relax for a few minutes. Okay? So let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's close your eyes. Just close your eyes and relax. We're going to relax. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Hold it Exhale very slowly. Peace, harmony. Relax, relax. As you exhale, see yourself breathing out the tension, the stress that's here in your shoulders. Actually see that tension going out with your breath. When you breathe in and fill yourself with that wonderful air of peace, peace. And breathe out the tension. Let's do it again. Close your eyes. Breathe in, take a deep breath. Exhale very slowly. Peace, harmony. Relax, relax. Let all that tension just flow out with the breath. Just let it go. Let's take one more. Breathe in. Exhale very slowly. Peace, harmony. Relax, relax. And if we do this a few times, we absolutely will start to feel a physical relaxation. Then we do our mind. We relax our mind the same way with the same words. And as we relax our mind, the thoughts just become quieter, become spaced out. I've put out some meditation CDs or meditation videos and that help people relax. I've got a short one out there. It's 13 minutes. The long one's 25 minutes. They're free. They're totally free. But it's a way to learn how to relax our body and relax our mind and access this wonderful peace of spirit inside of us. The directions are here. They're right here in this fantastic 12-step book and in the other 12-step books. They're all the same. The same step, but how to let this inner spirit, this thing we call God, a higher spirit, the divine spark, the God within, direct our thinking. And that's the key to everything. How to shift this thinking and see a new perspective on things, how to understand things differently. And we have to change the way we think, and we do not have the power to do that, but we have that power. We can access that power that can change our thinking. That's what it's all about. Change our thinking, change our feelings, change our life. Change our thinking, change our feelings, change our life. So this is it. But this is a time of absolute challenge. This is a challenge for all of us. How do we stay spiritually directed in these times of chaos? And that's what it's about. It's a great opportunity, a wonderful opportunity. And you have the tools and you have the way to do it and you have the power within. It's just a matter of pausing, connecting with that power, and letting your life be directed by this wonderful, loving, higher power, spirit, God, whatever we want to call it. Namaste.